common questions I get about studying Japanese is how do you learn to actually speak the language? And that was actually the same question I had when I first started out, because no matter how much I studied, I couldn't seem to improve my communication skills. And that's frustrating when that's the main reason why you're studying. It's like I had the knowledge and a good enough vocabulary to have a conversation, but when it came to actually doing it, I couldn't get the words out. Although I still have a ways to go, I've been able to significantly improve my speaking skills, and a huge factor in that was when I started using Italki, who I'm so excited to say is the sponsor of today's video. Italki is a language learning platform where you can take one-on-one customized language lessons no matter where you are. With Italki, you can choose from an array of high-quality native speaking teachers and find the kind of teacher that works best for you. If you want to get started on your language learning journey and improve your speaking skills, click the link in the description box. You can also buy $10 of Italki credits and get $5 off your first lesson using my exclusive promo code SHELBY2023. This discount is only available for the first 50 users, so if you want to take advantage of it, hurry and click the link. Now, although this is a sponsored video, I've actually been using Italki since about 2020 when the pandemic first began. During that time, I really wanted to be able to speak more Japanese, but I couldn't commit to regular classes, and that's when I discovered Italki. Italki was perfect for me because there's no commitment. You pay per lesson and lessons start from only $5.
じゃあ、今は仕事が休みですね。何をしていますか？いつもこのたくさんありますね。
ギターを
弾
きます。弾く？
いいです。ギターを弾きます。
ギターを始めました。本を読んで、ネットフリックスを見て、日本語を勉強して、運動をして、音楽を聴きます。
いいです。とてもいいですね。じゃあ、いろいろなことしている。
Now, as you can see from this clip from when I first started, I was really nervous because I had almost no experience actually speaking in Japanese. However, I was really grateful to find a teacher that I felt really comfortable with and had a connection with, so I continued to regularly take these lessons throughout 2020 and 2021.
ハロウィンはどうしましたか？どこに行きましたか？
私は友達と会って、一緒にご飯を食べた。
いいです、いいです。今日は仕事がありましたか？
はい、仕事があったけど、
いいです。
最近忙しくないから。
そっか。シェルビーさんのクリスマスはどうでしたか？何をしましたか？
クリスマスはいいだった。いいでした？
よかったです。
After the pandemic, I actually moved to Japan, where I am right now. And you may be thinking, why continue taking Italki lessons when you can just speak to Japanese people in Japan? Although it's true that living in Japan, I have way more opportunities to speak Japanese than I did in America, you'd be surprised at how little practice I actually get.
例えば、コンビニとかレストランに行くとき、店員さんと少しだけ日本語を話すけど、それは、毎回同じ会話で。
確かにね、
簡単な答えとか、
そうですよね。
普通の表現とか。
確かに、レジ袋ご利用ですか？はい、
そうです。
お願いしますみたいな、そういう感じですよね。
私の友達は、みんなじゃなくて、でも、90% は外国人だから、みんな英語で話して、日本語の練習あんまりしません。先に言ったけど、
そうですね。
日本人 と話すの機会が少ないので、Italki のレッスンの方がいいと思います。
Obviously, I have Japanese friends here in Japan that I can practice speaking with, but naturally, they aren't going to correct me when I make mistakes as long as I'm getting the message across. That's why I've continued taking Italki lessons even while living in Japan, because I can practice speaking Japanese with teachers that will actually correct me and also help me use new phrases, new vocabulary, etc.
だから、夢を達成しました。達成
そうですね。夢を、そうですね。達成っていう言葉も正しいけど、達成はもっと目標を達成するとかの方がいいかな。そうそう。なんか、目標もね、夢も同じみたいですけど、ちょっと目標っていうともっと細かい感じ、もっと細かい感じしますね、ニュアンス的にね。
Sometimes I think it's easy to think that when you move to a country, you'll automatically pick up the language of that country just by living there, but that's definitely not the case.
日本に住んでいる前に、私は、外国人は自然に日本語を話せるようになると思っちゃったけど、そんなことはないです。
When I first moved here, I couldn't even speak to the konbini staff or baristas or supermarket staff. I would always just freeze and be like, "Hai," or "Daijoubu desu." And it was frustrating because I finally moved to this amazing place and had all the opportunities to speak to Japanese people, and I couldn't communicate with anyone. But as I continued taking Italki lessons and apply it to my everyday life here, that's when I slowly began seeing progress in my speaking ability.
私は2020年にItalkiのレッスンを始めました。
そっか、3年前。
そうですね。その時、コロナウイルスが広がったから、仕事をしなくて、時間がたくさんありました。前に日本語を勉強したことがあったけど、あんまり話せませんでした。大学生の時、1年間ぐらい日本語を勉強したけど、言いたいことがあったけど、口から出てきませんでした。
そうですよね。やっぱ言語の勉強はそれがね、ちょっと大変なところですよね。
Italki、聞いたことがあるけど、聞いたことがあったけど、
話聞いたことがあったね。
使ったことがなかったから、今回ちょっと、使ってみようと思いました。
And actually, it's not just Japanese, but any language you want to learn how to speak, you can use Italki to find a teacher. There are more than 150 languages available on the platform, so no matter what your target language is, there's a good chance you can practice it on Italki. Studying from a textbook, listening to podcasts, reading, these are all great ways to learn a language, but when it comes to speaking, you just have to actually speak. And I know it can be scary and intimidating and nerve-wracking to speak a language that you don't feel confident in yet, but the best advice I ever got was when someone else is speaking your native language and they make mistakes or stutter, you don't think lowly of them. In fact, you admire them for trying to learn a foreign language. And it's the same thing when you're trying to speak Japanese with a Japanese person. No one's thinking lowly of you just because you can't perfectly convey your thoughts. Most likely, they want to help you and think it's an admirable thing to try and learn a language that's so different from your own. So next time you're apprehensive to try and speak Japanese, just remember this advice, and you'll be surprised at how far you can get with your speaking skills when you continue to practice speaking. And that's why I highly recommend getting started with Italki. And so, like I said before, if you want to get started on this journey, click the link in my description box and use my promo code SHELBY2023. はい、これで終わりたいと思います。皆さん聞いてくださってありがとうございました。次のビデオに会いましょう。バイバイ。